Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So my name's Katie and today we're going to be talking about my top 10 books from the second half of 2021. So that is July to December. So this is sort of like taken in combination with my top 10 from January to June. It's like my top 20 of the year. So there is a bit of crossover with this, with my like all-time top 10 favourites of 2021. So in order to not be too repetitive, I've decided that the books that are like crossover books, I'm going to limit myself to only 10 words to describe them. So hopefully this will be slightly entertaining for you, seeing me struggle. But the books that aren't like crossover, so sort of the books that are only in like 11 to 20th place, I will talk about properly, that I haven't already talked about. But the ones I have already talked about, if you want my full thoughts, they'll be in my like top 10. But then if you want my 10 words summary, then that will be this video. So yeah, I wanted to film this one because there's a couple of books I haven't talked about already, which I really loved, so I wanted to talk about them. But I do appreciate that it's potentially a little bit redundant, but hopefully it'll be amusing. And yeah, so if you want my like top 10 of the first half of the year, that video is somewhere out there. I'll link it in the description actually. That's a good idea. And also my like all-time, well not all-time, top, like the top 10 of the year, so in my like top places. But yeah, so I'll talk first of all about the like books that aren't in the like top 10 but are like really love them. So the first one we have is Little Thieves by Margaret Owen, and this is probably my like favourite YA fantasy of the year, I would say, which is really like surprising to me because I read Margaret Owen's like first book. I don't know if it was her debut book, but it was called, what was it called? The something Crow? The Merciful Crow maybe, and I really didn't like it. I think I gave it about 2 stars. So I was not like super anticipating this one, but I feel like on a whim I just decided to request it on NetGalley, and then I read the arc and I absolutely loved it. And the main character Vanja, she's so good and like, oh, I just love her so much. So it's basically a retelling of the Goose Girl. And so we're following Vanja, who has switched places with the princess of this kingdom. So Vanja's just grown up as this like servant, and then but she then switched places with this princess and is like imitating the princess, and at the same time is pulling off all these cons and like robberies on the nobles. So she's like a jewel thief as well. But then one day her like one of the gods kind of curses her and says like, if you don't reform your ways, you'll essentially turn into a jewel. So so Vanja's like sets out to try and kind of reform her character. But it's really entertaining. I loved the like whole sort of setting of the book. Like it's very sort of, I would say, German, like Austrian type setting, which I really enjoyed, and it's something you don't see a lot in fantasy, I feel like. And then also there's some really nice illustrations throughout the book. I love the main sort of romance relationship between Vanja and there's this character called Emmerich, who is this like junior investigator, and he is basically trying to like hunt down this jewel thief who is Vanja, which we know as a reader. But Vanja's like totally kind of convincing him that she's not the thief, but he's like hot on her tail. But then the dynamic between them is so funny. And yeah, I just love the whole, let me see if there's any more pictures. I just really love the whole thing. And yeah, the plot is really good. I love how the whole kind of mystery and like thing escalates. Vanja just goes through such a journey, and it's just a really great book. I would highly recommend. I feel like in some places I thought the writing was maybe a bit overly descriptive, but most of the time I thought the prose was really good. And yeah, it's just a really great book, so would highly recommend. Very like entertaining, and just it will like suck you in and not let you go till you've finished. And then we also have Into the Drowning Deep by Mira Grant. So I really love this one. This is another like the kind of horror which I enjoy, and I'm not sure I'd entirely call it horror because I like, it's not super scary or anything, but like some of the imagery was so cool. So in this book there was this, we're essentially following this like ship which is going to the Marianas Trench to investigate this, like, so about 5 years ago there was this other ship which had gone to the Marianas Trench and had disappeared, so no one had heard from it again, but this footage came out of these like mysterious kind of siren mermaidy creatures. So now this second ship, which we're following, is going back to investigate like what happened and see if they can find these creatures again. And so we're following various different characters on the ship. What's the main character called? I think she's called Tori. And her sister was on the original ship, and her sister obviously died or went missing and stuff. So she's almost trying to get like revenge for her sister on these creatures. And then there's various other characters on the ship, like there's Olivia, who's this like film lady. So most of the characters on the ship are scientists, but she's like filming a documentary essentially. And then there's these other characters, there's these triplets, 2 of whom are deaf. No, are they triplets? No, I feel like maybe it's twins and then a sister. But they're really interesting characters as well. There's all sorts of other characters. And it's just really like telling the story of these characters on this ship. And the whole like mystery and like creepy things start happening, and like the whole like sirens and mermaids and like really like horror-y elements I really loved. I really loved all the oceany stuff. Like there's so much sort of ocean like imagery and all the kind of, I love also the sound aspects to it. Like that's a really big theme of the book, and I really like that. And I feel like it perfectly captured the kind of haunting like mystery of the ocean, and like the almost the sinister aspects of it as well, because the ocean is like a really scary place. Yeah, I just thought it was so good. And there's a main kind of sapphic relationship as well, which I really liked. And just the way the plot kind of escalates and like things kind of start going wrong, and you just sort of, as the reader, you know that it's just all gonna go wrong, and it's just, the tension is really good. And I think it would make an excellent like film or TV show. But yeah, I just thought it was really good, and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, and it's probably my favourite like Seanan Maguire book. Well, obviously the author is Mira Grant, but it's the same person. I think I probably liked it more than Middle Game, although I did enjoy Middle Game, but I think this is my favourite of her books. I don't really like the Way with Children series, sorry, but yeah. Okay, and then I think all the other books actually on this list are books I already talked about. But how on earth has that happened? Because I swear, yeah, okay, anyway. So we'll start. So the first one I have here is Light from Uncommon Stars. So we have 10 words to describe this. Okay, let's start. So, heartwarming, sapphics, donuts, aliens, emotional, poignant, classical music. That was 2 words. Beautiful, and can't even remember what I've already said. Let's steal some words from these quotes on the back. Okay, moving. The quote says profoundly moving, but we only had 1 word left, so yeah, so that's that one. I highly recommend, obviously. Okay, then next we have The Wisdom of Crowds. By the way, I'm like counting these 10 words as like actual like words rather than any little tidbits I interject in between. Okay, so this one. Chaos, excellent themes, amazing characters. Oh, this is really hard. I can't even remember what I already said. Shocking betrayal reveals, entertaining, and brutal. There we go. Okay, so that's The Wisdom of Crowds. I highly recommend again. Okay, what do we have next? Okay, Jade Legacy, which is here. I'm not gonna get it out because it's quite wedged in. Okay, so we have 10 words. So, devastating, heartbreaking, multi-generational story, moving, perfect conclusion, Oh, I can think of like 3 words, but it's gonna give me all the words. Okay. Amazing character arcs, especially Hilo. Okay, I cheated there, but still. Yeah, oh, it's just an amazing conclusion all around. Oh no, I've started talking about it again. But anyway, yes, would highly recommend Jade Legacy, the whole series, just fantastic. Okay, what else do we have? Okay, Catalyst Gate by Megan O'Keefe. So, psychopathic AI, talking, alien threat, amazing characters, romances, entertaining, thrilling. Okay, that was 10 words. Yeah, again, obviously it's in my top 10, so highly recommended. Okay, what's next? Oh, Assassin's Fate. Okay. Talented, show-stopping, amazing, brilliant. I just wasted 4 words on a meme. Devastating, heartbreaking, heartwarming, sobbing, poignant again. Oh, I love Physical so much. that was 1 word. Yeah, okay. This is actually quite fun. Although it's kind of hard to keep it to 10 words, but also not really giving you very good synopses. But hopefully these 10 word what's it called? Pictures are selling you. Okay, then after that we have The Wall of Storms, which is book 2 in the Dandelion Dynasty. So 10 words again. So I do have that as well, but it's also wedged in. I'm feeling a bit lazy today, clearly. Okay, so 10 words. So, unhinged MILF, court, intrigue, politics, sapphics, brutal, thematically excellent, amazing. I don't know, it was so hard. I just want to use all the like adjectives, but like I can't portray across how much I loved it. But yeah, it's I think the words unhinged MILF will tell you my feelings. Very easy to know how I feel about those. So yeah. Okay, then we also have The Thousand Eyes, which is the sequel to The Unspoken Name. So we've got 10 words again. So let's go. Grumpy mentor, feral mentee. Probably, oh, this is cheating, but probably the best depiction I've seen of that. Wholesome sapphics. Crazy wizard. Entertaining. This is so hard, I only got 1 word left. I wasted them all on like 2 word things. What can we say? Chaos. That was, oh, it is very chaotic. Yeah, maybe chaotic rather than chaos. Oh yeah. There's just so much more you want to say, but if you want my full thoughts again, watch the other video. But hopefully these little pictures are getting through. But okay, then the last one we have Hold Fast Through the Fire, which is the sequel to A Pale Light in the Black by KB Wager. And yeah, again, I'm talking about it without doing the 10 words, but yeah, a great sequel to one of my favourite sci-fi books, which is a real surprise actually, the first one. Can't remember which one I put on my in the top 10, but one of them was, because the other one's in my top 10 for the first half of the year. Okay, so 10 words. So wholesome found family, that's 3 words. Heartwarming, moving, spy drama, siblings, polyamory, Only one word left. Fantastic. There we go. That just sums it all up. Okay, so that is all the books. So I hope you enjoyed this. I actually had a lot of fun trying to do this, and I think it just changes things up a little bit, rather than just having like me repeating myself over and over again. Yeah. So let me know in the comments a book that you really loved in the second half of 2021. I'd really love to know. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and consider subscribing if you haven't already. And I hope you're all having a really great day, and I'll see you next time.